radio. And it starts in 3, 2, 1.
This is the morning stream, but it's not in the morning, it's at night. Tmspm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tmspm. It's the PM edition of the show that we do on Fridays, and we do it because you guys support us at our Patreon, patreon.com/TMS. Without it, we don't do it. So keep your support up because we love you. Hey, it's me, Scott Johnson. It's him, Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian Ibbett.
Well, hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm all right. Are you sitting right now? Are you sitting?
I am. Friday afternoons, I sit.
Right.
I sit.
So
Dang it.
the reason I ask is for some reason.
Surprise me?
No. I'm sitting as well, but I've been standing.
I just want to make sure you're sitting down, Brian, because I've got some news.
We have some bad news. This is our last TMS. I haven't told you about it yet, but that's it. We're out. What I wasn't going to say. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I stood a lot today, and now I have a weird little pinch in my back. So now I'm sitting, hoping that will just sort of alleviate it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. That help?
Yeah, a little bit. Tiny bit. Not a ton, but enough to say that it's better. Let's say that.
The strain is real. The nerve pinch is real.
The nerve pinch
Spock.
is indeed real, Spock. All right, hey, we're going to do a show. Let me tell you what else is real. The sugar crash. I'm now 4 days, or whatever it is, no sugar at all. That is to say, unless it's in fruit or something. Like I had an apple. That's
natural
fine.
Sugars. Yeah. Fructose you're having, but no sucrose.
No sucrose or any other gross. No pop. I haven't had a single cookie of any kind.
No more crosses.
No more crosses. I got no more candy. I got no more pop.
Oh, wow.
I got none of that. And I have a headache, and it feels like withdrawal, and I don't like it. It's like a little mini flu is what it feels like.
Yeah, that's a crash, all right. Yeah, that's the rundown feeling, that like exhaustion and stuff. That's a true thing.
So my body has to get back around and figure it out on its own and make its own way, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So
I hear that making its own way in the world today takes everything it's got.
That's what I've heard as well. I haven't been able to confirm this or deny it, but that is the truth. Hey,
by the way, really quickly, speaking of Cheers people.
Yeah.
Some Cheers people were on the Goldbergs this week.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. They all look really old, I heard.
They did, man. It's everybody's aged. People age. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at Kirstie Alley and Rhea Perlman and George Wendt and John Ratzenberger, who were the four that they had on.
Yeah.
And it's like they've lived 50 years since Cheers, while Ted Danson has lived like 10 years since Cheers and maybe dyed his hair white.
Yeah, no, Ted Danson somehow continues to look rad.
Yeah.
The other ones just look. I mean, I feel like Ratzenberger looks fine, like kind of what I expect him to look like, because maybe I've seen him more often.
He's gained a little weight, and he's got got the total Van Dyke beard and everything.
Mm-hmm. But it's George Wendt who threw me off when I saw that photo.
Yeah.
He looks like a puffed up scone. I'm worried about him. Just a little worried about him.
Right. It's like he's got too much yeast.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like they need to take him out of the proofing jar.
Ooh, George Wendt yeast.
George Wendt yeast.
Anyways, I want to see that because I want to see all those guys acting. I've only seen a photo, like a scene photo that was leaked early. Yeah. And you know who else looks good is Rhea Perlman looks pretty good.
She actually does. Yeah. She never looked great.
Right.
But she looks as good as she used to look. How's that? Like she doesn't look worse than.
Yeah. She hasn't aged.
I like Rhea Perlman a lot, and I think she's been through some crap with Danny DeVito and all that stuff. So.
Aren't they together again? I thought they were back together. No.
They probably are.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
They were on and off all the time.
It's like if those two can't make it, there's no hope for the rest of us.
That's a really good point.
Because they are like, you look at we both married up, Scott. Let's just face it. We both married up.
Yeah.
Right. And you look at other people like that dude the dude from Stand By Me who's with Rebecca Romaine Stamos, or Rebecca Romaine, I guess.
Was the fat kid, now not. He was in Sliders. What's his name?
Sliders. Still goofy looking Sliders guy.
Can't think of his name.
You know, like, but you look at those two and it's like, wow, okay, there's definitely a difference there. And when Charlize Theron was dating Seth MacFarlane, if that was a real thing, rumors and stuff, you know, big split. But you look at Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito and figure that is the universe aligning perfectly. Like that is
yeah. Their jobs were never about looking good. Their jobs were about being cranky and short and funny. And so I'm 100% fine with it. I think she looks like a gracefully aging version of Carla, and that's great.
She does.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But George Wendt, I have concerns. He looked bad. I mean, I'm just saying.
I haven't heard any health issues. Haven't heard any health issues.
Someone in the chat says, did Kim and Tina marry down then? I guess so, yeah.
Well, yeah, if we say we married up, then the converse must also then be true.
Yeah. Either they how far down they married is a good question, but sizably lower than we went up, I think.
No, it has to be the same amount.
Well, anyway, my withdrawal from all sorts of sugar and processed food continues. It's all good, though. That's a good thing. And on the other side of it, I will settle into a new norm and working out every day still, and all's good. Speaking of norm, it's a new norm.
The new normal.
Yep.
It's the new norm.
Norm, it's you. You're new. How you doing, Norm? I'm new, is what he says. Anyway,
right. Exactly.
So there's that. Just wanted to throw it out there because it's been bugging me. Today is interesting because Dan's out of town, so we're not talking to him, but we are going to do an app today.
I do have a thing to say also that I didn't put on the top of the show stuff. My mom, so yesterday, like 15 minutes after we get done with the show, and listen, I'm going to complain, but my complaint is nothing really compared to the larger scheme of things. But I canceled my show on Wednesday and thought, all right, well, I've got Thursday. All I have is TMS in the morning. The whole rest of the day is going to be me tackling this giant to-do list that I've got in front of me.
Sure.
It's like, all right, let's go do this. So 15 minutes after the show, I go upstairs, grab a quick little sandwich, or half an hour after the show, whatever, and come back down, get a call from my mom. Hun, would you mind taking me? She calls me Hun. Hey, Hun, would you mind taking me up to the emergency room? I'm like, yes. What's going on? You all right? She's like, well, no, I'm having some shortness of breath and some tingling and numbness. I'm like, well, do you want to call 911 and do an ambulance? I mean, I don't mind getting you, but would you rather do that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not that serious. I'm like, oh, all right. And I can plead and tell her all I want of like, just call an ambulance.
Yeah.
She's not going to do it. So I hop in the car. I drive over there. I take her up to the medical center up in Lafayette, which is about 45 minutes north of here, 40 minutes north of here, and get her admitted, and then hang out with her in the kind of the staging area, the ER basically,
right?
While we're waiting for her to get a room. And they're coming in, they're doing EKG tests, and they're doing all sorts of other tests, giving her some nitroglycerin, giving her aspirin, all that stuff. Is it better? A little bit better. Like, okay, give us a number. 1.
Oh no! Did they know it was a hard thing?
Scale of 1 to 10, or is that 1 better than it was before? Oh, it's 1 better than it was before. Okay, well, what number is it at?
Yeah. Well, tell us where the number is. Like, is she have a history of heart stuff or something, or?
She doesn't, but she was a smoker for quite a while. She stopped smoking in 2000 or 2001, so she hasn't smoked at all for the last 18, 19 years. Yeah. My stepdad smoked constantly, but wouldn't do it in the house after she quit, so she'd get a little bit of secondhand smoke outside when they'd hang out on the patio and eat smoke, but that's about it. Yeah. So she's had pulmonary issues, pneumonia, and because of that, she has to do oxygen at night and stuff, but never, not any heart issues. So they did the EKG. Now I got to tell you, God, this is why I was like, I got to put this in the show notes. I'm glad I'm remembering this part now.
Okay.
So the cardiologist comes in, Dr. Jacob, and she's on a she's on a hospital bed with the plastic rails with the buttons on it that raise it up and down. And he's like leaning on it as he's talking to her, and he's talking to me, and he's talking to her, and like, all right, well, what, have you gone on any long trips lately? And she says, well, went to, Salida, about a month and a half ago. Did you do that all in one trip? She's like, no, we broke it up into legs. We did a few stops. Well, how long was each stop? And it's like really detailed information he's trying to get about how far, she was in a single position for a long period of time in the car. But as he's doing this, he's putting his hands on the side, the rails of the bed, and his right arm bending normal, like you'd expect an elbow to bend. Yeah. And he's got a black shirt that's a little bit baggy on it. Okay. But then his left arm is like bending forward like he's a baby bird. Like it's a it's a bird leg. Like it's bending the way it should. You would not think an arm should bend. Right. And so his inside of his elbow is pressing out on the black sleeve of the shirt he's wearing. Ugh. And I cannot do anything but focus on that. Like I cannot look away. How is this possible? Are you like double jointed in that arm?
It must have been something like that, right? Something like that.
I think so. But it just looked like, it was no big deal for him, and like he's just, shifting his weight and moving his elbows back and forth. I was trying to think if there was a way I could take a picture, but I thought it would have been obvious for me, like, hold on, I'm getting a text about my mom.
Just hold still. Yeah. Wow, that's very odd.
Yeah.
And he never made mention of it, right? He never
made mention of it. So a little after that, they finally get her into a room. Looking at the clock. Oh, it's 4:35. Basically, I've got time to get home, help Tina with dinner, and got nothing done. Now, again, this is not me complaining because my mom's in the hospital. Me not getting my work done is secondary to that, but still. Of course. It's like,
So what's the prognosis after all this? Did they find anything? Is it just
kept her overnight? Her EKG was a little bit made them a little bit nervous about her heartbeat rhythm, because she was in 2017 for the pneumonia or the other thing, and they did an EKG at that time, and they've got the two to compare, and they're saying, yeah, that looks really different. Things don't look right. So they did what's called the nuclear test. This is great. It's like you got what's his face, Tom Selleck going, send in a tracer, because that's basically what they do. They send a little radioactive tracer into your bloodstream, and it goes whoop, 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 through all your heart, and they trace the whole thing to see if one of your ventricles is not pumping as much as it should be.
Right.
So she had that done today. She's going to find out the results of that in about an hour, and if it's okay, then she's coming home tonight. If it's not, then she's staying up and getting a stent tomorrow.
Oh man,
I keep wanting to call it a stint, but it's a stent.
Stints?
You know why? It's because there's a splint, and I feel like a stent is a splint for the heart.
Yeah,
it feels like it's a splint for the heart.
You're totally right. It's different though than a shunt. Shunt.
Yeah, very, very different from a shunt.
Nobody wants a shunt.
No. That's just like, that's installing a new entryway into your garage, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. And if you put in if you get brain surgery and get a shunt, it's to like drain fluid off your brain or whatever.
Right.
Nobody wants that. No, ain't nobody want no shunt if you can help it.
No, you shouldn't get one of those.
Yeah. Well, I hope she's okay. I don't like to hear about moms being in peril.
Yeah, she's been texting me, and
yeah,
she's like, could you call all my friends and let them? I was like, well, what are you doing? You're just laying there in bed. I'm trying to catch up with all the work I didn't get done. You've got your phone. You can text me.
I gave birth to you those many years ago. You should call all my friends.
Why don't you do a mass text? Got all your contacts.
Well, let's hope she's fine. I hope everything's great. And she comes home and it's normal and it's all good and nothing weird. So too. That'd be great. Sure she will. All right. Well, you should get right to what we have prepared for today, which isn't a ton. It's only it's our short show, but we're gonna cram it in. We're gonna do this right here. Hold on, right here. I found it. Yeah.
App Slappy.
Raising the roof. All right.
That's right.
We're going to do a app review, something we've used on our phones that we like and think maybe you guys might like as well. The one I'm going to recommend this week happens to be available in the Apple Arcade service. I've actually played a couple of those pretty hardcore. One of them I continued to play on the PC today. Just before here, I did a little stream of What the Golf, and I cannot recommend that weird thing enough.
Was your recommendation last week, wasn't it? Or last time we didn't have Don on, or Dan on?
Dan or Don.
Don.
Last week, it was. I don't think it was that. What did I do? Oh no, I did Sneaky Sasquatch last week, didn't I?
Oh, okay. You've talked about What the Golf then.
Yeah, What the Golf is rad, and probably deserves its own review. But it's on PC now. It's coming to Switch, a few other places. It's great on phone. It's just a weird, awesome thing, and I love it. All right, but what I'm going to talk about today sounds like something that I'm going to play for you. So you're going to hear some audio here. Okay. And we'll see if you can guess which of the 50 games they have so far, or whatever it is, this game might be. All right.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you a hint. It's from the makers of Machinarium and the Samarost series.
That helps me none.
Probably
not
I
don't
at
know
all.
who made those.
Okay, good deal. Here you go. I'm gonna play this.
All right, Dobry.
Ja nemám.
Já
Oh.
Tak díky.
Ja, a vynáším.
Já mám.
Hala. Spodek.
A piky.
No.
All right.
Once I start hearing, it's like, oh yeah, these are the guys who do. It's not Card Thief or No, that's a different company.
Different company, but it's funny you say that because it is. There's some reminiscent stuff going on there for sure.
Yeah, the noise for sure. It's like
Well, these guys are super into not having anyone speak English in their games, and they just do a lot of grunts and weird noises. But this game is called Pilgrims, and it was a surprise release last week when they did a release. They've done a bunch more today, but nobody knew it was coming out. It came out on Steam as well. I think Android's getting it. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Pilgrims is the weirdest thing, and I'm in love with it. So here's the idea. It's got this strange art style. It's very crusty, weird, scribbly kind of character style. They all look like little scrunched up little Eastern European little weirdos. And there's a little old lady. There's a little old dude. There's a real tough guy who likes to cut down trees. There's another guy who likes to drink a lot. There's the kind of normal guy that you play at first and kind of play the most, who's the best at communication. But they're all represented by a card. You do it with the phone held straight up, and one of the cards is the guy. So you go to this area on the map, and it's like, oh, here's an area. It's a building. Nothing's happening. I'm going to drag from the bottom this card of my dude. And when I do that, he goes, and knocks on a door or yells for someone to come, and someone comes out to talk to him. Now, if I put out somebody besides him, like the guy that's just mean and angry all the time, then the guy may not come out of the door at all. You just yell at you and slam the door. Or if I do the little devil, there's a little devil creature guy that you control. If I pull his card up, I might just scare the guy that's in that house and they'll never come out. So I have to go back to figure out, well, who's even going to respond to the best? Probably this nice guy with a mustache. So I pull his little thing up. You know he's good at conversation because on his card, he has a little speech bubble. It means he's proficient at speaking or talking, communicating.
Yeah.
So he's great for doing that. But then again, if it's a confrontation, I might want to bring this guy out that's got a little musket that he puts an acorn in to shoot you. If this all sounds crazy, it is. It is crazy.
I'm looking at the artwork. This thing is gorgeous. I love this art.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's just delightful. And you try all this weird stuff to try to solve it. It's kind of like every scene's a puzzle.
Oh, cool.
So
you have to use one of those, and one of those cards in your hand will get you through this scene.
Right.
You just have to figure out which one it is.
Or the guy in the scene will say he'll have a speech bubble that'll show like a cooked fish. Mm-hmm. And you'll go, oh, okay, well, he's not going to give me what I need until I find him a cooked fish. And if you look at the map, you're like, oh, there's a pond here. So let's go see what that is. So you go to the pond and you realize, oh, sweet, there's a fish here. How am I supposed to catch the fish? And then there's hints as you try to do different things there. You'll realize, oh, I know where to get the fishing pole. Okay, so I go get the fishing pole. I come back. You need bait. You need worms. And the worms are just kind of randomly in places. So you just got to remember to grab bait. So sometimes you're combining cards. It's like, all right, I'm giving him my fishing pole. Now your guy holds a fishing pole. And I'm going to give him some bait. Now he's holding bait. And then he fishes, catches the fish, but then you still got to cook the fish. But it's all puzzly. Like, they don't tell you how to do anything. You have to intuit a lot of things. There's no language you can understand. They're all yelling in this fake dialect. And I got so absorbed in this game, I couldn't stop playing it. It's very, very good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very,
that's
very good.
gorgeous. Wow.
Yeah.
And you can play this on the. There's another one that's probably be really good on Apple TV with a bunch of people, where you're all like, you're all kind of joining in, saying, "No, give him the bucket, give him the fishing pole."
That's a great idea. I hadn't even thought of that. That'd be a good. That would be kind of one of those games for sure. And I've tried it on phone, tablet, Mac, because now the Mac does it with Catalina. And I didn't try Apple TV yet, but it works seamlessly. And of course, all this stuff's cloud saved now, so you just play it wherever you want, and it picks up where you were last at.
That's cool.
So high marks, high recommendation for Pilgrims on Apple Arcade, also on Steam, and maybe coming to other stuff after that. The Steam
definitely
version,
picking that one up. That's cool.
Yeah, and the Steam version looks to be just as good. Just you're just using the mouse instead of your finger, and seems like kind of the same game. So if you're like, I don't do Apple stuff, but I've got Steam, well then, good news, everybody, you can go get it there.
I like how Apple Arcade has this stuff organized now. Now there's a section called "Have a few minutes to play," and then here's a bunch of little small games. Have a few hours to play, and
Yeah,
Pilgrims.
Because some of them are bigger, and Pilgrims definitely had me. Like 2 hours later, I was like, "Oh my gosh, am I still doing this? I'm still doing this. Like, I'm not used to doing that on a phone." And it's not, and it is a kind of game you can pick up and put down, because every scene is a save. So it's not like you're having to wait for some save point. You can just get out anytime you want. But it was so compelling, I didn't want to get out. So definitely worth checking out. What is this they put in the chat? Oh, this is me playing with the golf. Let me see what they clipped. Hold on, I gotta see.
Okay. Yeah.
Mostly for audio here. Let's see. This is a Twitch clip from about an hour ago. Here we go. Okay, we're waiting. Okay. No!
You went so far.
Son of a beast. I don't know what that means. Anyway, good stuff. Brian, what did you play or do?
I have something. This is something that if you saw the keynote where they introduced Apple Arcade, then you saw them playing this game. It is you can't even call this thing an endless runner because it's such a spazzy game. It's called Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, right.
This thing is endless runner, endless motorcycler, endless skateboarder, endless flying on a card kind of thing.
Isn't there a little bit of rhythm aspect to it with music?
Yes, a little bit of rhythm aspect and a lot of, let's go over to this lane so we can get all these, blah, 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 and then scoot over to this lane, get all these. This is as gorgeous as any game I've played on a console. This thing blew my mind that I'm playing this on my iPad, even though, I've seen full motion video on my iPad and thought, all right, it's cool. But playing this just with quick response time and just gorgeous graphics and amazing sound, this thing is just absolutely gorgeous and a blast to play.
Yeah, it's one I haven't spent a ton of time with, but I keep meaning to. Looks like a good one.
Yeah, and it's on PS4, it's on the Switch, but if you've got an Apple Arcade subscription, might as well save the $13 and play it there. It was the thing that finally made me hook up my DualShock to my iPad, and now I'm in a whole different world where I want to play everything with that.
Isn't that great how that easily works now?
Yeah,
they're
so easy, like instant.
Apple is now selling Xbox One controllers on the Apple Store. And there's talk that a PS4 controller will show up there as well. I mean, they basically just thrown their hands up and said, "Yeah, these are good controllers, so let's just push people to use these."
Doesn't surprise me, yeah. But this thing is way more fun than I was expecting to have with what I thought was just some generic endless runner. What's cool about it is that during the game you'll change perspectives, so like all of a sudden you'll be going around in a circle and it's like, okay, well, I got to go in the inside lane to get the things that I want. Or you'll change perspective and you'll be fighting with one of these enemies, and they'll be firing things at you and you got to slide out of the way so that their little fireball goes down a different lane. And it is just gorgeous, and it's like it's that cool kind of graphic look that I really, really like.
Silky
Totally
smooth
dig
too.
this.
Really smooth game. Runs really well.
Yeah, and the music is good. Definitely headphones. Feels like you're listening to an EDM pop EDM album. Really, really cool. Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yep.
My recommendation.
Nice. Check it out. Both on Apple Arcade. Both also available elsewhere. So look, we didn't just completely screw people out of
Yeah.
Apple
See
stuff.
her.
Yeah.
Her. See.
It's very good. See.
See. Yeah.
Kvax in the chat room. I ever told you about the time I have a name that isn't is Kvax in the chat room? That's Randy. He says that he was asking if we are all over the Untitled Goose Game yet. I haven't even started it. My daughter has it and she loves it. I know it got kind of memed to death on the internet.
I've never played it.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be good.
It's supposed to be good. It's popular. A lot of people are liking.
Dunaway loves it.
That's who talked about, right? It was Dunaway talking about the Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. To me, it's
duck game.
They should have named it the Mendoza Simulator. That's what they
of course they should have.
Dumbasses. All right. Well, that's it for app time. That was enjoyable. Cool. Now, soon to be departed, Secretary of Energy, Rick Perry.
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
All right, Rick Perry, thank you. We don't know how much.
See that photo of Rick Perry squatting down in the garden, typing away on his phone?
No. Is that a thing?
Yes, let me find it.
I love that. Phone at the Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden?
all you have to do is just do a search for here it is right here. I'll put it in the can I just drag it? I wonder if I can just we're not in Discord, but I can put it into our Discord.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I could open that.
Here we go. Do I have to drag it to my desktop and then drag it to a Discord? Yep, I have to drag it to my desktop first.
Yeah. Here to you, son.
Here we go, now into Discord. Right there.
Is that just in our morning stream?
It'll just be in our morning stream Discord. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. What is he doing?
He's squatting, typing on his phone.
I don't even know what to say about that.
If I'm down here, maybe the president won't see me working on my phone.
It looks like he's
playing some Candy Crush.
I think he's dropping a dumper or something.
It totally looks like he is, yeah.
All right, that's amazing. I had not seen that. Good catch. All right, so I'm gonna close this Rick Perry search window. All right. Anyway, Ask Tmspm is our hashtag, and you guys ask these questions on Twitter before the show so that we can answer them here in real time. We're gonna do that now. That's how this works, Brian. That's how this works.
Yeah.
Here is your first one from, of course. Take a wild guess. Who's first? Just take a wild guess.
Oh, it's got to be. I'm gonna guess Peter Fisher, maybe.
Correct, Amundo. It is Peter Fisher. He says this: now that Shep Smith has resigned. Oh, did that happen?
I didn't hear about that. Really?
I didn't either. Oh. Shepard Smith has resigned. Of the two of you, who is more likely to be hired to replace him on Fox News? What fictional character would you like it to be? All right. Well, that's two questions. Number one.
Yeah.
If it had to be you or I, who would it be?
I think it would be you.
You think so?
I think I'm. You know, I've voted maybe. I voted Republican maybe once.
Yeah, but Shepard Smith was known as like a rebel on there. Like he was the.
Well, that's true. He was the loose cannon.
He's pissing off all the far righters. Yeah, they were all getting mad at him. I mean, I would say if they had to pick one of us, I would argue that they should have us as a pair, and then we would have a two-man, kind of SNL style two-man news hour thing.
Sure.
That's what
like
I'd want.
McNeil and Lair.
Yeah, you can be Lair. I'll be McNeil.
Sure. I'll let you pick first. That's fine.
Anyway, and then he says, what fictional character? I don't know. I don't watch Fox News. I don't know who I'd care to be on there.
Yeah, I'd say Porky Pig.
There you go. Shrek. Put Shrek on there. Done.
Shrek.
Shrek and Pig. Porky Pig and Shrek doing it together.
Right. There you go. Yes.
Richard wrote in, says, Scott and Brian, I'm going to my first Taco Bell here in the UK. What should I get? So first Taco Bell visit, what do you get?
Wow. Do you just, oh my gosh. That's a good question. Do you just jump right into like a crunch wrap, or do you ease in with like a regular taco and up to a taco supreme and then up to a burrito supreme? Or I think you get whatever $5, I guess, 5 pound or whatever is the equivalent box they have, which is going to be like a variety of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd do that too. Maybe the $5 box or whatever it is.
You know, sometimes you just can't go wrong with one of their regular bean burritos with red sauce. It's just, it's just good stuff.
Yeah, I think you could do that. I would also recommend the soft tacos, but I'm a fan of those.
Yeah.
Go park in a parking lot and eat them. It'll be fine. But Crunchwraps are very good. That's probably my favorite thing at the moment there, although I'm not eating there for a long time. But when I went to such establishments, a week and a half ago, that's what I had. Steve wrote in, says, what is the one video game that the entire world loved and you hated? He says, mine is Red Dead Redemption, the first one. Mine was definitely not that. I loved that game. Oh, wow.
I think mine was Skyrim.
Was it Skyrim, really?
I just got so bored with it. Like, oh, you're awake. Oh, and then you're jogging. And then it's like, all right, go here, and I go there. It's like, yeah, I think I'm done.
Oh, man.
I think I maybe played 2 hours of Skyrim and then said, no, this just isn't for me.
I think I put
300
hours into Skyrim, I think.
Yeah. And I know I'm in the minority. I'm totally fine with that. I can live with that.
Well, that's you answered his question. Very good. Mine's a little harder. I'm trying to think.
I mean, if it's a tower defense game, Scott, it's. But you like Plants vs. Zombies, right?
Yeah, that stuff's all right. But to me, they shake up that formula enough to make it feel different. But there's never been a tower defense game that was just like a giant
taking
game.
The world by storm, sure.
Yeah, world by storm would be. Okay, I know. What was the? Oh shoot! They made Donkey Kong Country, and then they made this game. He was like a bear, and he had a bird with him.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie, couldn't stand it. Everyone loved that, but me. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't like that game, but I really disliked it. Did not like that game at all. I think that's as good as I can think of. I'm sure there's others. I just can't think what they are. All right. Let's see. What else we have? We got this one. Michael Miller says, my younger brother is in the Special Olympics, and he's in the bowling. And my family and I want to get him his own shoes and a ball. Coverville, where would you start?
Oh. I would start with, I'd go to your local pro shop first, like your local bowling alley, go to the pro shop, because you'll be able to get, you'll be able to see the styles and stuff like that, at least for the shoes. I would start, unless he really wants to try and get into hook shots, and it sounds like I'm talking about Zelda too. Mm-hmm. Hooking the ball and stuff like that. I would say start with a regular solid resin ball at the pro shop as well, and you'll be able to get in and out of there for shoes and a ball, custom fit and size to his feet and fingers for probably under $125-150.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. All right, here's one. I'm glad you're here because I would have no answer for that that stuff.
Sure.
Wow. Don't know anything about it. Neil Patel said, "How long did it take you to beat Doom 1?" Now, when he says Doom 1, I don't know if you mean the old 1992 Doom or if you're talking about the thing in 2016. So I never stopped. I mean, like Doom 1 back in the day, I just kept modding and screwing with. So yes, I played it, and I don't know how long it took me to beat it. But then after that, it was just like Simpsons mods and then making my own levels and then putting in sound files that weren't supposed to be part of the game. Like I went crazy with that game.
I mean, isn't it because of all the modding of Doom that you did that we have that we're on a podcast together? Like, isn't it?
I mean, you can
weren't you doing audio files online about modding Doom?
It wasn't Doom though. That was Unreal Tournament is where that came from.
Oh, Unreal, that's what it was.
But they're all connected because my love of shooters all started with, Wolfenstein, and then just kind of grew from there. But as far as the 2016 one, it probably took me 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. Did you ever play that? It's very good.
I did.
Yeah, it's very
Wolfenstein?
good. Yeah. Or not Wolfenstein, Doom.
Doom. Yes. Yeah, I did play Doom.
Do you play the 2016 one, the new one?
I never played the new one, no. I've only ever played the original. And I really liked, do you remember Pathways into Darkness?
Yes, I do. You liked that one? That was the thing you liked?
Love that one. That was another Bungie deal. Didn't Bungie do Wolfenstein?
No, that was id Software.
Oh, id did. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, Wolfenstein was id Software. They went on to make Doom, then Quake. Pathways into Darkness was a shooter made by Bungie, and that was like 93. It was on the Mac even, I think.
That was great. And then they did, it began with a D.
Yeah,
Descent.
DOD stood for Day of Defeat. Day of Defeat. No, not Day of Defeat. Oh,
What was that? What?
I played it too, but now I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Dark Doodles in the Dark. I don't know what it is.
Let's see. I gotta look back. Let's see if it's even on there. We can still Destiny. Marathon. Well,
Marathon is what I'm thinking of. Is Marathon?
That's what I'm thinking of too. Yeah, the space one.
I did.
Durandal. Marathon 2 was Durandal. I think totally thinking of Marathon.
Yeah, I think so too.
God, that game was great.
Yep.
I really liked it.
It was really good. 5-6 years, only 5 or 6 years until Halo, and then that was coming
Myth,
to PC.
The Fallen Lords. Remember Myth, The Fallen Lords?
Yeah, that cool isometric thing. It was like a little strategy combo RPG thing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh.
I remember there were little dwarves that threw barrels full of like hot oil that would explode or something like that. That game was great.
It was great, man. I miss some of those.
Yeah, Myth was good. Myth should be. They should remake Myth.
Yeah, they totally should.
Probably looks like shit now.
Probably.
All right. How about this one? If you could take a scene, building, or area out of any favorite movie or video game, says Jesse, and have a miniature version of it on a shelf, what would it be? Well, that's an easy one. I would do from
Fury Road.
Yeah, it would be. But on one end, it would be the big waterfall, freaking Morton Joe up there, only giving people some of the water thing. What's that place called? Whatever it is.
Art of Town.
No, it's got a name. Shit. Anyway, that thing, and then I would have the whole. I just reconstruct the whole diorama of where the road went, where it split off to like Bullet Town and all that, Gas Town, and then where all the fights happen. And then I would have like little miniature big rig in the middle of a fight with some more boys that would just all be dioramaed out, and in still life or whatever. Oh, I would love that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what I'd like that's equivalent of that, but it would, I'm trying to 3D print. I'm going to eventually 3D print my own little miniature strip, Las Vegas strip. But it'd be really cool, like having like the Ocean's 11 guys down there, like planning their heist.
You know what?
Like
a Vegas strip is a brilliant idea. You should do that.
Yeah, it's my plan. I've got. It's funny. I've got not really blueprints, but I've got like straight down aerial photos of some of the casinos that I'm thinking are going to be really intricate to try and recreate, starting with an easy one like the Venetian, which is really just like a three prong star. Anyway,
I love that idea. Oh my gosh, that's cool.
And then have that mounted on my wall.
You should do the Vegas thing and then have a little tiny Brian Ibbett jumping off of your stratosphere.
A little tiny stratosphere.
Yeah.
That's the first one I should 3D print, right?
Yeah.
A little stratosphere.
Go
Jeez.
for it. I think that'd be amazing. By the way, the game I was trying to think of earlier is Rise of the Triad, ROTT. That wasn't Bungie, though. Can't remember who that was. It was somebody who became somebody, but that was a cool shooter as well. Let's do another one of these. Let's see. Ask Tmspm to the cover master. That's you.
Wow, look at that. Me again.
Have you heard the live acoustic cover albums, Thoughts That Float on a Different Blood? This is by the band's by the band Thrice's frontman, and it's amazing. Have you heard of this at all? Is this familiar?
I have not heard about any of this. Dustin Kensrue. Okay, so he's the lead singer of Thrice.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't even know who Thrice is. Who's Thrice? Should I know that?
I've heard the name Thrice, but this came out like a couple of years ago for Record Store Day. So let's see here. Buzzcut Season by Lord, Jesus Christ by Brand New, Creep by Radiohead, Wrecking Ball, Round Here by Counting Crows, State Trooper, Leonard Cohen. Wow, I've never heard of this, and now I'm going to search this out and listen to it. This looks really cool.
Interesting.
Dustin Kensrue. Let me see if it's available. Let me see if it's available where I buy my cover albums.
Yeah. Can you dig that up? That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll play that on the show. Maybe one of them. Could be.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. Depends on the label. If the label is cool with it, then there it is. I can buy it right now. I'm buying this. It's not often that I buy something sight unseen or ears unheard.
Right.
But actually, let me listen to a little sample of the Creep cover.
Okay. Everyone does Creep.
Sounding good.
Okay.
Sounding good.
Okay.
It's acoustic.
Yeah. I like
Got
it.
a little rough, scraggy voice.
Uh-huh.
Still like it. All right, I'm buying it.
Okay.
There we go.
Done deal. Look how
Take
easy
my
it is.
Take my $9.99.
Bandcamp?
iTunes.
iTunes. All right. There you go. Brian, bought another album. No problem.
Yep. No problem.
Here's...
Listen, I'll play that for my mom when I go pick her up from the hospital.
Why not? Kei Katsumi asks, we know that name, see him in the chat all the time.
We do. Oh, yeah.
Which Switch games do you guys consider a must-own? All right, this is easy.
Yeah.
Well, not easy, but this is my list. And it's going to sound like the dumbest list because, it's, of course, these are all Nintendo titles, but I think you have to have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I was going to say that better be the first one that you name.
It's an amazing game. You should have
that
it.
in and of itself makes the Switch worth it. If you buy no other game ever
Right.
for your Switch,
There are lots
it's still money well spent.
I agree, 100%. That's a great game. And then I would also put Super Mario Odyssey on there.
Yeah.
That was an incredible time. I loved every second of that game. And then I would also
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. And then I would spend, and that's what I was gonna say, spend a ton of time in like the indie section of the store because there are so many good indie games in there. And Dead Cells is definitely one of them. The Switch is great. I love my Switch. It's plugged in right now over there getting juice. It's getting juice.
It's right here getting the juice.
Yeah, getting the juice.
Getting the juice. Wheezing the juice.
Oh, why is Kurt Schilling trending? Hold on.
Oh no, that's never a good thing, right? Like it's like finding out, back when David Bowie was trending. Oh, David Bowie's trending. Oh no.
Oh, he wants to. Well, for a while there, he was going to run for Senate. Now he says he wants to manage a baseball team. Yeah, that's what it is. He wants to manage a baseball team.
Seems a lot closer to his wheelhouse.
He's kind of all over the place is the problem.
Yeah.
One minute he wants to run a video game company. The next minute he wants to, be a huge jerk in politics. And the next minute he wants to do this other stuff. But I still get their Christmas cards, and they're very nice. Very nice little Christmas card. Yeah. They look lovely. Lovely little family in their Christmases stuff. That's fine. Just keep doing that. It's fine. All right, Brian. That's it for those questions. We're done with them.
We just got a notice to both of us in Twitter. Hey, Scott and Brian, have you seen this sound and they put sound and furry news, but I'm sure they meant sound and fury news.
What's the news here?
To comics. They're going to be collaborating with the Avengers and Thor writer Jason Aaron on a graphic novel based on Sound and Fury.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this. 144-page act is a prequel to the animated Sound and Fury project, which debuted on Netflix to accompany the album's release. Tell the origin of the vigilante who search for justice may be already violent post-apocalyptic dystopia that's just a bit more bloody.
Cool.
I'm
totally buying that because that's a prequel I would love to read.
Yep, I'm in.
Yeah.
You got me totally hooked on that. It was really good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
The album. And now just buy the album or stream the album and listen to it and enjoy it over and over and over again.
Yep. Get Sturgill all up in it.
Yeah. Old Sturgill.
Old Sturge, they call him. Awesome.
Sturge.
Thanks for the update. We appreciate that. Then that's going to be it. That's the show. We do it, it's a short one on Fridays. That's how it works. It's a lot of fun, though. We enjoy it. We wish Dan the best. He's at another hockey tournament for his son. And we'll see how that goes. What else is going on this weekend? We got Film Sack tomorrow.
Yes. You haven't watched Poltergeist 2 yet, have you?
No, I'm going to watch it tonight. So I'm kind of bummed out because I actually really want to watch the Jesse Pinkman thing, but I know if I try to do both, I'm going to be too tired. So I think I'm going to watch our movie first and then see if I'm up for the Breaking Bad movie or not. But yeah, that is going to be weird. Like we have this thing, we talk about it on the show all the time, but for those who don't listen to Film Sack, we have this thing where for some reason we're seeing sequels before we see the films that inspired them. And I don't know why that is, but we're doing it again with Poltergeist 2 rather than 1. Which we've never done, and some people think we've done it. We haven't. We just talk about it all the time.
That's right.
So we'll see how that goes. Plus, I got games I want to play. I got games I want to play this weekend. I want stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was going to do some World Quests in Nagitar yesterday, and we know what happened with that. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with taking care of your mom.
Exactly. Just got a text from her. She She gets to go home.
Oh, good.
She says, "Could you pick up a bottle of ibuprofen, 200 milligrams? I'll reimburse you. I should be ready around 6."
Wow. That's good, Brian. Doing nice stuff for your mom.
I'm going to reply, "I'll call you a lift." Hashtag bad son.
Hashtag bad son. Hashtag blessed. All right. We're done for today. Thank you all for being here. If you'd like to submit your own questions for that Twitter stuff, you can do it. AskTMSPM is the Twitter hashtag. And don't forget, you can support us at patreon.com/TMS. It is why the show exists, so please consider throwing your support over there. And those who have, we really appreciate it. You can leave us voicemails at 801-471-0462. You can email us, themorningstream@gmail.com. For everything else, there's frogpants.com/TMS. Now, Brian, if you would play a song, we would all be very grateful.
I guess I could do that. This is a really sweet one that we had a request for from Weston. It says, "Dear Spruce and Bonsai, my wife and I will soon celebrate our 7th year of marriage. We'd love to hear a cover of the song that we dance to and what many consider to be the perfect love song, Your Song by Elton John. Thanks for all you do. Love the show, though. Weston."
Nice.
All right. Well, this is a version that I'm really surprised we haven't played on the show before, because here's a guy who's so connected to the geeky world that the fact that he released a music album is kind of crazy. He's an actor. He's Scottish American. He's an author. He's a comic book writer. He was Harkness. What was it? John Harkness? Why am I thinking Jack Harkness? Captain Jack Harkness on Doctor Who and also on Torchwood. He's Merlin's dad on Tom Merlin's dad on Arrow or something Merlin.
Something
Malcolm Merlin. Jeez Louise. It's surprising I could even remember to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
The guy's name is John Barrowman. He recorded an album in looks like 2015 called Another Side, in which he does a bunch of different covers, including this one, Elton John's Your Song, although this is absolutely more of a cover of the Moulin Rouge version of Your Song than the Elton John version of Your Song. Here's John Barrowman.
All right. We'll see you guys Monday. Yeah, Monday. We'll see you Monday. We're not going to not be here, so be here Monday. That's when we'll be here, Monday.
We'll be here Monday.
Goodbye, everyone.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Isn't there a guitar that's called something Hero?
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Oh, I love it.
Every once in a while, you just have to play that to be reminded
Yes, exactly.
of that insanity. All right, let's see.